The morning of May 26, 2025 was not a normal morning. In Mumbai, rain started to fall. This was not just any rain, it was heavy. It was the first big rain of the monsoon season. People were surprised. The monsoon came early this year. The biggest surprise was at the Acharya Atra Chowk metro station. This station was new. It had only opened a few weeks before, on May 10, 2025. It was part of the Mumbai Metro Line 3. Everyone thought it would be a modern marvel for the city's busy commuters, but on this rainy Monday, the new station had a big problem. Water started to come inside. Soon the station platforms were like a river. The water was muddy and brown. It was knee-deep in some places. Imagine trying to catch a train. Your feet would be in dirty water. Rainwater also rushed down the stairs. It was like a small waterfall. Drops of water dripped from the station roof. It was a shocking sight for everyone who saw it. The dream of a dry, quick journey turned into a watery mess for many. This was not what people expected from a brand new metro station. Underground stations are built to keep water out. But this one did not. The water was everywhere. It covered the shiny new floors. It made the station look old and broken. Commuters who came to use the metro were very unhappy. They took out their phones. They started taking pictures and videos. Soon these images were all over the internet. People could not believe their eyes. A new, expensive metro station was flooded so easily. The station looked more like a water park than a transport hub. The platforms, usually busy with people waiting for trains, were empty of passengers, but full of unwanted water. The signage, still new and bright, reflected in the murky puddles. The promise of a swift, modern commute felt distant. This incident at Acharya Atra Chowk quickly became a symbol. It symbolized the challenges Mumbai faces every year. The monsoon arrives and the city struggles. This time, even the newest infrastructure seemed unprepared for the downpour that lashed the city. The rain that caused the flooding was not ordinary. It was very heavy. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, said something important. They said this was the earliest monsoon arrival in Mumbai in 35 years. It came 16 days earlier than the usual date of June 11. For the years between 2001 and 2025, this was the earliest the monsoon had advanced over Mumbai. So, the city was caught off guard. The rain was intense. It fell fast and hard. In some parts of Mumbai, like Bandra, it rained 68.5 millimeters in just a few hours. Juhu Airport saw 63.5 millimeters of rain. That is a lot of water very quickly. This sudden, strong rain overwhelmed the city's systems. Mumbai has drains to take rainwater away, but these drains could not handle so much water all at once. It was like pouring a whole bucket of water into a small cup. The cup will overflow. That is what happened in many parts of the city. The drainage systems, some old and some new, were simply not enough. At the Acharya Atra Chowk metro station, there was a specific problem. A barrier was built to stop water from coming in, but this barrier broke because of the heavy rain and the force of the water. The early arrival of such an intense monsoon was a major factor. Usually the city has more time to prepare. The cleaning of drains and other pre-monsoon work is often still ongoing in late May. This year, the rain came like an unexpected guest, and it was a very forceful guest. The sheer volume of water tested every part of Mumbai's infrastructure. Roads turned into rivers. Low-lying areas quickly filled with water. The city's rhythm, usually fast and constant, was disrupted by the relentless downpour. Nature showed its power, and the city felt it. This event was a stark reminder. Mumbai is a coastal city. It is always at risk during the monsoon, but the changing weather patterns might bring new challenges. Heavier rain in shorter periods can be very difficult to manage. The city's planning needs to think about these extreme weather events. The flooding at the new metro station showed that even modern constructions are vulnerable. The surprise was not just the early rain, it was also how quickly things went wrong. The sky opened, and Mumbai was forced to face its old water problems again, but this time with a new unsettling twist. When the Acharya Atra Chowk station flooded, it caused big problems for travel. The Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, MMRC, had to act fast. They decided to stop services on Metro Line 3 to that station. Trains on this line could only go up to Worli station. They could not reach Acharya Atra Chowk. This meant the station was closed. People who wanted to use this station had to find other ways to travel. This was very difficult. Many people depend on the metro for their daily commute to work or other places. Imagine you are going to work. You plan to take the new fast metro, but when you get there it is closed. Or you hear the news that your station is not working. You have to quickly think of another plan. Maybe you try to take a bus, or perhaps you look for an auto rickshaw or a taxi. But on a rainy day, with water everywhere, this is not easy. Many other people are also looking for transport. The roads are already full of water and traffic. It becomes a very stressful situation for everyone trying to move around the city. The closure of Acharya Atra Chowk station had a ripple effect. More people were on the roads. This made the traffic jams even worse. Buses were delayed, auto rickshaw drivers sometimes refused to go to certain areas, or they charged much more money. People were late for work, appointments were missed. The normal busy life of Mumbai slowed down to a crawl in many places. The new metro was supposed to make travel easier, but on this day, it added to the travel chaos because of the unexpected flooding. Commuters expressed their frustration. Many had been excited about Metro Line 3. They hoped it would solve some of their daily travel struggles. To see it fail so soon after opening was disappointing. Some people were angry. They felt that the authorities should have been better prepared. The MMRC said they were working to fix the problem. They called it an unforeseen technical issue at first. Later they mentioned seepage ingress, which means water leaking in. But for the people stuck in the rain, these explanations did not help their immediate travel trouble. The problems were not just at the Acharya Atra Chowk metro station. The heavy rain on May 26, 2025 caused waterlogging in many parts of Mumbai. It was a city-wide issue. For example, the tracks at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, CSMT, were flooded. This affected the Harbour Line suburban trains. Many local train services were cancelled or delayed. Local trains are the lifeline of Mumbai. When they stop, the city almost stops, so this caused huge problems for thousands of daily commuters. The area around Masjid Station also saw waterlogging, affecting more train services. Even important buildings faced issues. Water entered the ground floor corridor of Chem Hospital. This is a major public hospital. Luckily, the hospital staff managed to control the situation within an hour. There was only a minor disruption to services. The access road outside Mantralaya, the state government's main office, was also partly waterlogged. Government employees were seen wading through knee-deep water to get to their offices. This showed how widespread the impact of the rain was. No part of the city seemed completely safe from the water. Road traffic was severely affected. Many important roads and junctions had bad traffic jams. This was because of waterlogging. Areas like King's Circle, Hindmata and Andheri subway are known to flood. They flooded again. Malad subway also had problems. Narayan Dabholkar Road, Worli Naka AB Road and Elphinstone Bridge were choked with slow-moving vehicles. The freeway southbound, usually a fast route, was also slow. Avatar Singh Bedi Road and Powai Plaza near Sakinaka were waterlogged. Ramnagar subway was also difficult to pass. It was a tough day for anyone trying to drive or travel by road. About a dozen best buses got stuck in the water. These are the public buses of Mumbai. 20 bus routes had to be diverted. This meant more delays and confusion for passengers. Getting an auto rickshaw was also a big challenge. In areas like Kurla, Yogeshwari and Ghatkopar, many drivers refused to take passengers, or they asked for very high fares. The entire transport network of the city was under stress. The rain turned roads into streams and made simple journeys very hard for everyone. The city was truly underwater. Section 5. What officials said, promises and plans. After the flooding, especially at the new metro station, officials had to respond. The Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, which runs Metro Line 3, put out a notice. They posted it on X, which used to be Twitter. They said that because of an unforeseen technical issue, train services to Acharya Atra Chowk were stopped. They said they were sorry for the inconvenience. Later, MMRC gave more details. They said the problem was seepage ingress at the station. This means water found a way to leak into the station structure, especially where an entry or exit point was still being built. An RCC water retaining wall there apparently collapsed. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation is responsible for the city's general infrastructure, including drains. They also got to work. The BMC said they used 66 pumps across the city. These pumps help to remove water from flooded areas. They also have sensors in drains to monitor water levels. The BMC had already identified areas that are prone to waterlogging. They said they were taking action in these places. The BMC faces this challenge every year. They try to prepare, but sometimes the rain is too much for the old systems or new problems arise. The state government also made statements. On May 27, 2025, the day after the heavy rain, Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde spoke. He said that such heavy rainfall has not occurred in decades. He also mentioned that about 15 days before this, Mumbai and nearby areas had seen intense rains like never before. This suggested the government felt the rainfall was unusually severe. Mr. Shinde assured people that there was a 24/7 response system in place. He said they were watching the situation using CCTV cameras. He also mentioned 13 special hotlines for people to call if they needed help during the monsoon. These official responses aimed to reassure the public. They wanted to show that they were aware of the problems. They also wanted to show they were taking steps to fix things and manage the situation. However, many citizens were still critical. They questioned if enough was done before the monsoon. The flooding of a brand new metro station raised serious concerns about the quality of construction and planning. Opposition political figures also criticized the government. They said the authorities were not prepared. Even after spending a lot of money on infrastructure projects, the public wanted to see real solutions, not just words. Section 6. Counting the cost, money, safety and health. The waterlogging on May 26, 2025 had many bad effects. These effects cost money and created dangers. When people are late for work, businesses lose money. This is because work is not done on time. This is called reduced productivity. Many thousands of people were delayed, so the total loss for the city's economy could be quite large. Also, the flooded metro station itself would need repairs. Water can damage machines and electrical systems. Fixing this damage would cost a lot of money. The MMRC would have to spend significant amounts to restore the station properly. There were also serious safety concerns. Inside the flooded Acharya Atra Chowk station, there were risks. People could slip on the wet, muddy floors and get hurt. When there is so much water near electrical systems, there is also a risk of electrical shocks. This is very dangerous. Even outside the station, on waterlogged streets, there were dangers. Potholes hidden under the water could cause accidents. Stalled vehicles created obstacles. People wading through dirty water could step on sharp objects. Safety became a big worry for everyone. Public health was another major concern. When water stays in one place for a long time, it becomes stagnant. Stagnant water is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes can spread diseases like dengue and malaria. The dirty floodwater itself can carry germs and cause skin infections or other illnesses. If this water mixes with drinking water pipes, it can cause even more serious health problems. So after the floods, there is always a risk of more people getting sick. This puts more pressure on hospitals and health services. The overall cost is therefore not just about immediate repairs, it includes lost business, potential damage to equipment citywide, and the costs of treating health issues. It also includes the emotional cost for people who face hardship and stress. The beautiful city of Mumbai pays a heavy price every time it floods like this. The incident at the new metro station highlighted these costs very clearly. It showed that investing in good infrastructure is important, but it is also important to make sure this infrastructure can handle the city's known challenges like heavy monsoon rains. Section 7, not the first time, Mumbai's rainy history. Mumbai's struggle with waterlogging during the monsoon is not a new story, it is a very old one. For many years, the city has faced floods when heavy rains come. People who have lived in Mumbai for a long time know this well. There are certain areas that flood almost every year. These are called waterlogging hotspots. For example, places like Hinmata in Dadar and the Malad subway are famous for getting flooded. Even after many efforts, these areas continue to cause trouble for commuters during heavy rains. The city seems to be locked in a yearly battle with the water. Even the construction of new things like the metro has sometimes added to the problem in the past. Some reports from earlier years, like one in 2018, pointed this out. This report said that metro construction work in South Mumbai had damaged some old stormwater drains. These drains are meant to carry rainwater away because they were damaged. Areas like Hutatma Smarak and Churchgate started to flood. These areas did not usually flood before. This shows that while new development is good, it must be done carefully. It should not make old problems worse or create new ones. In 2020, the Mumbai Traffic Police made a list. This list had over 100 locations in the city that were known for waterlogging. This large number shows how big the problem is. It is not just one or two spots, it is spread across many parts of this big city. This list helps the police and other authorities to prepare. They can try to send help to these areas faster, but preventing the flooding in so many places is a very difficult task. The city's old drainage system struggles to cope with the amount of rain and the changing city landscape. So when the Acharya Atre Chowk metro station flooded, many Mumbai cars felt a sense of, here we go again. While the flooding of a brand new station was shocking, the general problem of waterlogging was familiar. Every monsoon brings stories of flooded streets, stuck trains and difficult journeys. People have learned to live with it, but they also hope for better solutions. They want a city that can handle the rains without coming to a stop. The history of waterlogging in Mumbai is a long one. The hope is that future chapters of this story will be different, with fewer floods and less trouble. Section 8. Why does this happen? Old drains, new city. One big reason for Mumbai's waterlogging is its old drainage system. Many of the drains were built a long time ago. They were designed for a smaller city with fewer people. Mumbai has grown very much since then. There are many more buildings, roads and people, but the old drains have not always been updated to match this growth. So, when heavy rain falls, these old drains cannot carry all the water away fast enough. This is like trying to empty a big swimming pool with a very small pipe. It takes too long and the water overflows. Another important factor is urbanization. As Mumbai has grown, more and more open spaces have been covered with concrete and buildings. In the past, rainwater could soak into the ground in these open areas. This helped to reduce the amount of water flowing into drains. But now, with so much concrete, the water cannot soak into the ground. Instead, it runs off quickly into the streets and towards the drains. This puts even more pressure on the already struggling drainage system. The city has become less like a sponge and more like a hard, sloping surface. Sometimes the drains themselves are blocked. This can happen for many reasons. People might throw garbage into the drains. Plastic bags, bottles and other waste can clog them up. Construction debris can also find its way into drains and block the flow of water. Even if the drains are big enough, they will not work properly if they are full of rubbish. Cleaning the drains before the monsoon is a very important job. But it is a huge task in a city as big as Mumbai, and sometimes the cleaning is not done well enough or new blockages happen quickly. The location of Mumbai also plays a role. It is a coastal city, and some parts of it are very low-lying. This means they are naturally prone to flooding. During high tide, seawater can also enter the drains from the sea end. This stops the rainwater from flowing out. If heavy rain happens at the same time as a high tide, the flooding can be much worse. So, a combination of old drains, increasing concrete surfaces, blocked drains, and the city's geography all contribute to Mumbai's waterlogging woes. The problem at Acharya Atra Chowk station, with a broken barrier and seepage ingress, also points to specific construction or design flaws that couldn't handle the intense conditions. Section 9. Making Mumbai Better Ideas for the Future. To tackle Mumbai's waterlogging, the city needs better urban planning. Future development must consider the flow of water. New buildings and infrastructure projects should not block natural drainage paths. Planners need to create more open, green spaces. These spaces can absorb rainwater like a sponge. This will reduce the amount of water rushing into the drains. Every new project should have a clear plan for managing rainwater. This plan should be checked carefully before permission is given to build. Smart planning can make a big difference. The city's drainage infrastructure needs major improvement. This means not just cleaning the old drains, it means building new, larger drains where needed. Modern technology can be used to design and manage these systems. For example, sensors can tell us where drains are getting full. This can help workers to act quickly. Pumping stations also need to be upgraded and maintained well. The government needs to invest serious money in this. A modern city like Mumbai needs a modern drainage system that can handle heavy rain, especially as climate change might bring more intense rainfall. Regular maintenance is crucial. Drains must be cleaned thoroughly before every monsoon, and this cleaning should be checked to make sure it is done properly. People also need to help. Everyone should stop throwing garbage into drains or on the streets. Public awareness campaigns can teach people about the importance of keeping drains clear. If communities work together with the city authorities, it can lead to better results. Every citizen has a role to play in keeping Mumbai clean and reducing the risk of floods. Finally, learning from past incidents is very important. When something like the Acharya Atra Chowk station flooding happens, officials must study it carefully. What exactly went wrong? Was it a design flaw? Was it poor construction? Or was it just the very heavy rain? Understanding the causes will help to prevent similar problems in the future. Mumbai needs to become a resilient city, a city that can face challenges like heavy rain and bounce back quickly. This requires long-term vision, consistent effort, and the will to make things better for all its citizens.